Welcome to another installment of 5 Minute Tones. On today's video, I've got a free preset to share with all of you. This one is my attempt at recreating one of my favorite patches on the old Roland GP100. Hands up if you're a fan of the old GP100. It's a pretty cool old rack unit, widely considered the first digital modeling unit. I did a video with one a few months ago that you can check out on the channel. There's this fantasy strings preset in there, which kind of sounds like a string synthesizer. I'll let you hear it first and then we'll break down what's going on. I've done my best to kind of recreate everything that's going on in there. The GP100 has a few quirks and a few of its own sort of sonic characteristics, which I've done my best to recreate in here. But you know, one nice thing about something like the Axe is you can kind of go far beyond what was capable in the mid-90s. So let's just hear it. I pretty much just went block by block on the GP100, had a look at what it was using, and then went block by block on the Axe effects and tried to recreate all of that. I'm going to turn a bunch of these things off in here, but you can see that we've got a synthesizer block, a compressor, a drive block, our first volume pan, which is acting as an auto swell, an auto wah on there, a little bit of EQ. We've got one chorus here, then a delay, then another chorus. We've got a volume block set up to do some panning, and then a reverb at the end of the chain. So I'll just let you hear what this volume pan block is doing. I've simply brought the level down a little bit because this drive block in particular runs pretty hot into the wah, and we've attached LFO1A to the balance, so it's just going to be panning left and right. If we take a look at LFO1 over here, the rate's set at 0.5 Hertz. I've gone with the A-stable waveform. I just kind of like the overall shape of it. Let's just have a listen to the panner on its own. I've added the large plate reverb with 3.5 seconds of reverb, just like the GP100. Let's go closer to the start of the chain because there is a compressor in here. After the synth I've set up voice 1 as a sawtooth, voice 2 as a square, and voice 3 is off. There's not really too much going on here. It's just kind of generating a waveform, and actually a pair of waveforms, a saw and a square, and I'm blending it in with the dry signal. This comp is essentially acting like a limiter just to make sure that the synth doesn't get too crazy. So let's have a listen to what the synth does with that limiter in there, and the panner and the large plate reverb. Nothing too exciting just there. You can add some character to it with the drive block. I've gone with the Super OD. The Roland has a model of the Boss Super OD in there. And then I've used this auto swell block in here. I've just kind of set up the attack for 250 milliseconds. I've dropped a little bit of level out of it as well and set the threshold so that I can get some nice kind of volume swells from the synth and that drive block. Then goes into a wah where I've set the control parameter to the envelope follower. There is then a little kind of mid boost at 800 Hertz on there, so I'll let you hear those two together. We're getting closer. Then we got the first chorus block in here, and this is set up 100% wet as a vibrato effect. You could hear that when I was using some finger vibrato, it sounded pretty cool. Well, basically on the GP100, they're using a vibrato effect on there to give you vibrato. So you just play a single note and get that vibrato tone in there. You can tweak the rate in here to whatever you want on there. Let's just have a listen to this kind of artificial vibrato. Then there is a lovely ping pong delay on there, just 500 milliseconds of delay, and that runs into a stereo chorus over here. Let's just have a listen to the completed picture. I'll let you hear the delay and then the chorus. The chorus just adds that last little bit of kind of retro sheen to everything. I put this patch up on Axchange for you all to try out. It's a fun one. It doesn't use an amp block, and it's using a synth block, but only a tiny amount of the synth block. You can hear a lot of those typical synthesizer characteristics are coming from adding a little bit of grit with the drive block, and then the filtering from the wah, this artificial vibrato effect from a chorus block, and then just some nice grease from the delay, chorus, and reverb on there, as well as this auto panner. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel and want to support me directly, check the video description. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you all next time.